TikTok user Martina Mina posted a video claiming that whatever haunted her family's old house had somehow followed them into their new home. At first, the recording appears completely harmless. A child is sitting in the living room. The house is quiet and nothing seems out of place. But Martina believes something unseen is still moving through the home. Nothing obvious happens at first. However, the text in the video claims that the family believes the strange activity from their previous home followed them. A few days later, Martina uploaded another clip that made the situation feel even more unsettling. This time, the camera is pointed toward the kitchen that a child is sitting nearby, but no one appears to be standing near the cabinets. This is what happened next. At first, it appears to be nothing more than a quiet kitchen. But then, one of the upper cabinet doors slowly opens on its own. No one is standing in front of it, and no hand reaches up to touch it. The child remains seated away from the cabinet, while the rest of the kitchen appears empty. Of course, there could be a simple explanation. Perhaps the cabinet wasn't fully closed, the hinge was loose, but after the family had already claimed that something from their old house was following them, seeing a cabinet open by itself made the situation feel even more disturbing. One more look. Maybe it was only a loose cabinet door or an ordinary household accident. But if Martina's family truly believes something followed them from their previous home, this quiet moment in the kitchen becomes much harder to ignore. So, was it simply a cabinet door opening on its own? Or was this another sign of something unseen moving through the house? That something strange has been repeatedly visiting his home. In the recording looks like ordinary security footage from inside a small office, but once the room is left empty, something unsettling happens. This is what the camera captured. The door had been left wide open, but once the room is empty, it slowly swings shut on its own. No one can be seen pulling it, and no one enters the room. It simply closes, almost as if someone unseen had walked through the doorway and pulled it shut behind them. A few nights later, he stayed awake around midnight and began recording again. He was hoping to capture the same childlike scream he claimed to have heard on another night. This time, he tells viewers to wear headphones, and as the darkened house remains silent, something strange can be heard moving somewhere out of sight. Listen closely.
¿Quieres que te escuche? Uy, se escucharon pasos en el techo. No mames, acabo de escuchar pasos en el techo. Uy, ¿eres tú? ¿Eres tú? ¿Estás aquí?
According to the uploader, the sounds resemble the footsteps of a child running through the house, but when he searches the rooms and hallways, no child is ever seen.
¿Eres tú?
The house appears to be completely empty, making the mysterious footsteps even more disturbing. Then, only a short time later, another camera captures something. This time, the garage door opened by itself. The camera detects movement and begins recording, but once again, no one appears to be there. The door begins to open, even though no one can be seen standing anywhere near it. There is no visible hand, and no one walks through the doorway. That IT simply moves, almost as though it is being pushed by an unseen force. Of course, a door can move because of air pressure, a loose latch, or a draft, but after the office door mysteriously closed and strange childlike sounds were heard inside the house again, this incident becomes much harder to dismiss. Perhaps the doors were moved by drafts, and the strange sounds came from somewhere else inside the house. But when an unknown visitor seems to return, childlike footsteps are heard at midnight, and a garage door opens on its own. It begins to feel as though something unseen is moving through the home. So, is insomnia merely capturing ordinary noises and loose doors? Or is this evidence of a strange presence that keeps coming back? You decide. TikTok user Kahirissa shared a short video after noticing something strange in the background. She says she had just stepped out of the women's restroom and, as far as she remembers, no one was behind her at the time. At first, the clip looks like an ordinary moment inside what appears to be a cinema hallway. But after watching it again, she noticed something in the corridor that left her confused and more than a little unsettled. This is what she recorded. For most of the video, nothing appears unusual. Kahaya records herself, smiles at the camera, and continues walking through the corridor. But for just a brief moment, the camera turns far enough to reveal the hallway behind her. And then something strange happens. Watch closely. At the far end of the corridor, a figure can be seen standing in the distance. It appears for only a few seconds, but it looks as though someone is there, facing in her direction. Of course, it could simply be another person walking through the building. But Kahaya says she does not remember anyone being behind her after she left the restroom, and that is what makes the moment so unsettling. Maybe it was only an ordinary person passing through the hallway, and Kahaya simply failed to notice them at the time. But if she really was alone after leaving the restroom, who was standing at the far end of the corridor behind her? Was it just someone else inside the building? Or did her camera capture something she was never supposed to see? A disturbing piece of found footage horror was shared online, claiming to show the final recording of 2 hikers who vanished in Mount Hood National Forest. According to the post, the video was allegedly discovered among their belongings years later. The clip has since been identified as a hoax, but even knowing that, the footage remains deeply unsettling. That IT begins with someone running through the forest at night, breathing heavily, as though desperately trying to escape something hidden in the darkness. This is what was supposedly found. For most of the recording, there is no clear view of whatever the person is running from. All we see are trees, branches, and a camera swinging wildly through the dark forest. But near the end of the footage, the person suddenly turns back toward the woods. And that is when the video takes a terrifying turn.
That?
Standing between the trees is a pale, human-like figure. Its face appears ghostly white, its mouth hangs open, and its body almost blends into the darkness around it. For only a few seconds, the figure seems to stare directly toward the camera. Then the recording abruptly cuts away, offering no explanation for what was supposedly following the hikers.
That?
Again, the clip is labeled as a hoax and was most likely created as an internet horror video. But as a piece of found footage horror, it works because of how little it reveals that a panicked camera, a dark forest, and something pale standing silently between the trees. So, was this only a staged scare created for the internet? Or is it the kind of footage that still makes you wonder what could be hiding in the woods after dark? TikTok user Amorisomex posts videos of what they claim are paranormal events occurring inside their home. That I end this clip. The camera is pointed toward a bedroom door. A bag hangs from the handle. The room is silent, and at first, nothing appears unusual. But then, the person recording notices something near the doorway. This is what was captured.
Vete. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. A la madre, puta. Hijo de tu puta madre, güey. A su virga, güey. A su madre.
At first, it could be nothing more than a half-open door leading into a dark room. But as the camera slowly moves toward the narrow opening, the scene becomes increasingly unsettling. Something appears to be concealed just beyond the door, hidden within the darkness. Watch closely.
Vete. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. A la madre, puta. Hijo de tu puta madre, güey.
Inside the gap beside the door, the darkness almost forms the shape of someone standing there. It never clearly steps forward or makes a sound. Instead, it seems to remain hidden, as though something is silently watching from inside the room. But then, the situation takes an even more disturbing turn.
A su virga, güey. A su madre. Oh mames, cabrón. Lárgate. Lárgate. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre.
So, was this only a staged scare filmed inside a dark bedroom? Or did he capture something far more disturbing inside their home? And if something really was hiding behind that door, What unseen presence was moving through the room? TikTok user Dustin Frazier says he forgot to close his blinds before going to sleep one night. At around 6 the next morning, he noticed something outside his window that instantly made him freeze. At first, he thought it was simply someone standing outside the house. But according to Dustin, the situation soon took a terrifying turn. This is what he recorded. Outside the window, a tall, dark figure appears to be standing almost completely still. It doesn't knock or say anything. It simply seems to stare into the room from the darkness. The figure looks disturbingly human, but its entire body is almost completely blacked out, making it resemble a shadow more than an ordinary person standing outside. Even more unsettling, Dustin claims this was only the beginning. A few moments later, something started moving above him. Whatever had been outside began climbing onto the roof. Dustin looks upward and listens nervously as though something is now moving directly above his room. But then the video becomes even more disturbing. Dustin claims the figure somehow made its way inside. Nothing can clearly be seen entering the room, but as he lies there staring upward into the darkness, his reaction makes it seem as though something is right there with him. Maybe it was only a person standing outside the window, and perhaps the noises above him came from the house settling or an animal moving across the roof. But if Dustin was truly alone, who was standing outside his window at 6 in the morning? And what made him believe that whatever it was had somehow gotten inside? A video shared by the Facebook page Manha Nordestina left viewers disturbed after capturing a strange incident outside a church in Goiânia, Brazil. People had gathered in the street after noticing unusual activity coming from inside the building. The church appeared to be locked, and no one could be seen inside. But something beyond the metal gate was making enough noise to frighten everyone standing outside. This is what they recorded.
Peraí, filho.
At first, it seems like the group is simply staring into an empty church. But then, the glass door inside begins to move. It swings back and forth several times, slamming as though someone or something is standing on the other side. No one can be seen near the entrance, no one walks out, and yet the door continues moving.
Gente, eu nunca vi uma coisa dessa. Gente, tô arrepiada, gente. Todo mundo tá apavorado, ninguém sabe o que que é. Os vidros parecem que vai estourar da igreja. Não tem ninguém.
What makes the footage even more unsettling is the reaction of the people watching. They don't rush inside or laugh it off. Instead, they remain behind the gate, staring toward the entrance as though they are afraid to move any closer. The door swings with force, comes to a stop, and then begins moving again. Each time it happens, the activity inside the seemingly empty church becomes even harder to explain. The people outside continue watching.
Gente, tô arrepiada, gente. Todo mundo tá apavorado, ninguém sabe o que que é. Os vidros parecem que vai estourar da igreja. Não tem ninguém.
Of course, there may be a simple explanation. Wind pressure inside the building, a loose hinge, or changing airflow could have caused the door to swing on its own. But the people who witnessed it believed they were watching something far stranger, a locked church, an apparently empty room, and a door moving as though it were being touched by an unseen force. So, was this merely an unusual accident inside the building? Or did the camera capture something unexplained within the church that night? A Reddit user shared a short video recorded late at night inside a hospital. According to the post, this area was once part of an old pediatric unit. The person recording believed they were making nothing more than a quick, silly clip, until something strange appeared in the reflection. This is what was recorded. At first, the only obvious movement is a nurse walking past the window, but the uploader asks viewers to look carefully at the reflection in the glass, where something much smaller appears to move behind it. Take a look. For a split second, a small, childlike shape appears in the glass, moving in the opposite direction of the nurse. That IT is faint and extremely easy to miss. But once you notice it, it almost looks like a small figure running behind her. Maybe it was only another reflection from somewhere in the hallway, or the nurse's movement becoming distorted across the glass. But if no one else was nearby at the time, what was that small figure moving behind it? Was it simply a trick of the window? Or did the camera capture something connected to the hospital's old pediatric unit? What do you think? In November 2025, the YouTube channel Fear Faction Paranormal heads into the abandoned Claremont County Jail, a place with the kind of reputation that makes most people keep driving.
Look at that. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're inside the county jail here in Claremont, Texas. We don't know for sure. What was it? Oh shit, cricket. Yeah, I don't want that on me. No, I don't want crickets.
It's a grasshopper.
So this one's not open either?
This one?
Oh no.
Here in a minute, we may bust out like some cat balls and some REM pods, K2 meters, maybe, and see if we can get any type of activity.
I think a car passed by.
Yeah. All right, so it says Old Kent County Jail, built 1894 of red sandstone, quarried nearby, horse and cattle thieves, murderers, moonshiners, most common prisoners. One of the most difficult West Texas jails from which to escape. No attempted break successful. Basically, it's talking about how it was one of the most difficult jails to break out of. Moonshiners, did it say murderers on there?
Yes. Thieves, cattle thieves,
Oh,
murderers.
Murderers? I barely noticed that. I was like, oh shit, it said murderers. Let's get back in there real quick and see if we can do like some experimenting real quick and see if we get anything out of it or not. Alright guys, so we're basically going to try to attempt to see if there's any type of residual energy in here. It's not to say that people are claiming this place to be haunted, but that's what we do. We're here to see if there's any type of residual energy or if there's anything
My hand hurts.
here in this door. So, where's a good place to start? I mean, we can even just start right here. Set it right here and see if we get any kind of activity. Hold on.
Then the equipment starts reacting. Not just one device, multiple. Lights flicker, sensors spike. A piece of gear lights up when they ask it to, and then does it again, almost like it heard the question. And in between the bursts of activity, they catch sounds coming from places that should be completely empty. A noise down the hallway. A shift in the dark. Something that makes them pause and look at each other like, did you hear that too? Because at a certain point, it stops feeling like random interference. That IT starts feeling like something is answering back through the tools they brought with them.
Alright guys, so what we're going to do right now is use this necrophonic set and see if we can get any spirits to communicate with us through this app. Okay, that had to be me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody in here with us? Can you give us a name? Can you give us a name? Help. What's your name? I'm BJ and this is Chelsea.
Were you a prisoner here? Yes.
Can you give us your name? Here. You see the red light right there in front of me? If you can go up to that, you can make it go off with all these pretty little lights. Just like that. Can you do that for us?
Kind of like it said Dean.
Stop. You want me to stop? Okay, hold on. Let me grab the cat ball real quick. Man, it's dark out here.
Do you want the flashlight? Could have sworn I said, what the is that?
Hello. Look, it's going off, it's going off. Thank you for making that go off. Now that we know that you're here, can you go up to the cat ball that's in there and light that up? There's a cat ball in here in this cell if you want to make this go off as well. You just gotta go up to it, touch it, and it'll go off. We do appreciate you doing that for us, but can you do it again?
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
What was it?
Like, piece of glass got stepped on. It wasn't me, because I wasn't moving.
Ooh. It's going off again. And this purple. That's crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that for us again. I'm about to turn on the spirit box again and see if you can give us a name. I'm getting chills, man, like all over my arms. But you can't see it, like on here, you can't see them though.
You can on the camera.
Okay, who was making the light go off just now? Can you give us a name? Oh shit, there it goes
I
again.
think that's me.
No, it's not you. It's not you, but
Oh, never mind.
who's doing that? Can you give us a name?
I swear it said Joey. Did it say Joey?
Oh no. Why am I getting chills, man? Like all over my freaking body. Look at that. I could have sworn I heard something above us.
I hope not.
Look at my head. Like I'm getting chills. That's freaking crazy, man. Look. That's crazy.
Look at me, I'm not even.
No, I'm serious. Like I heard something up here. That's freaking crazy.
My right arm feels tingly.
How about trying the cat ball? Ball? Yes, the ball.
That's crazy.
Can you make that ball go off in there? It's right over here.
Where?
Right here, inside this cell. We're not here to harm you. We're not here to disrespect. We're just here to communicate with you guys. Alright.
Ooh, I felt like something tugged on my shirt
Really?
when I was right here.
Okay, guys. We move the cat ball in here now. It's right there. You see how it's lighting up? If you go up to it after it turns off, it'll light up just like that.
You hear the coyotes?
There's coyotes up there?
Yeah, you don't hear them?
Oh, damn.
Did you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Did it say warning? Did you hear them?
Yeah.
They're getting close. And the thing just literally said warning.
It did?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Are you warning us about the coyotes? It's kind of scary. What the hell? Did you just say, did you hear that?
What happened?
This, I swear this thing said, did you hear that?
The coyotes?
I told you,
Yeah, now you can hear them.
but the spirit box that said, did you hear that?
That's crazy.
Are you warning us about the coyotes?
Oh, yeah.
It's warning us about the coyotes. Oh shit.
Yeah, we're
Can you?
getting a lot of activity here, man. That's crazy.
It's telling us about the coyotes.
I just got the chills again, like all over my body. It's pretty amped up. All right, guys, obviously you can see we're getting a lot of activity here. We're hearing coyotes, noises above us up here. We have gotten a lot of activity on the REM pod. Not yet on the cat ball down there. Definitely a lot on the REM pod and some communication through the spirit box. So residual energy, maybe.
What's that?
What was it?
Did you hear it?
Uh-uh. Definitely creepy in here, guys. We just heard something else. What did you hear?
Like a thud on this thing.
Look at that, guys. You want to do an alone challenge?
No.
Even if I stand outside, I can put the spirit box on and ask it a few questions or whatever. And I'll stand out there and just like right there, right by the door. Hold on. I'll stop this one. Did I stop this camera already?
No, still
Not yet.
recording.
I'm not trying to scare you, but right when I was setting up the camera pointing this way, look like somebody stood in front of the door and ran that way. Like I didn't really get to see. I saw it on there though, and it's black and white. So I was like, what the heck?
Indeed, this is where investigations like this can turn, not with one dramatic jump scare, but with several small things happening back to back, so close together that it feels coordinated. A response on equipment, then another, then the atmosphere changes, the curiosity fades, the jokes stop, and the quiet inside that building starts to feel less like emptiness and more like something waiting. Because when a place like an old jail suddenly starts reacting on command, the scariest question isn't, is this real? It's why is it responding?